Hello, everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube, in all its infinite wisdom, has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the, next day episode of Die Party Solar Ascendancy, weekly and apparently daily Stars Without Number Revised Edition role-playing experience. So, if you watched last week's episode or yesterday's episode, we already went through and we did a big thing about talking to each other and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think we need to go into too much detail, but let's go around and introduce ourselves all the same. Derek, let's start with you.
Hey, this is Derek from Elven Tower. I do indie fantasy cartography. You can find my stuff on Twitter at Elven Tower.
All right, Kika, let's hear from you.
Hey, I'm Kika. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO.
Nice. And last but not least, we have our GM or Space Master for the session, Mr. Eric Vulgaris. What up, sir? How you doing?
Hey, everybody. I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris on Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube.
Okay, so as I said earlier, we played yesterday. And the reason why we're playing again today is because the Sunday game that we would normally have would be taken up by the E3 conferences, and since, being a partner and all that, I have the opportunity to rebroadcast them. I figured we would, not miss out on a week's worth of this. So, I guess let's do previously on. I don't know.
Yeah, he wants to do a quick little recap of what happened last session.
Okay, well, I guess we went to the planetary body of New?
The system, yeah.
System New, and chasing a previously uncovered, stored artifact that was defending itself. And we arrived on Erickson 8, which is like a mining R&R space station, I guess. And in an attempt to follow a lead, we ended up, touching booties with another. Oh God, I don't know the name of your race now, Kika.
Yvazian.
Yekfazian, yeah.
Yvazian.
Chisel bums. We met another chisel bum, and they touched shoulder pads. It was messy. And we got a contract to basically recover the artifact from this place, and we did a little sensor array, which we fucking absolutely crushed. Because of that, we now have an advantage going into this place, and going to do some ship combat straight up, I guess.
Yeah, so perfect. Just to give you guys an idea of what I was kind of thinking, this is sort of the type of planetary situation that you're in. In fact, it's probably a little bit more fractured than what the image is. But yeah, just imagine just as a planet that's looks like it was just dropped in water, right? It's just dissolving, right? It's like just being broken apart. And so they just kind of, if you could just kind of imagine, I will even kind of draw it like sort of like a ring kind of being built around it with, different waylay stations or relay stations around it, which is kind of the mining facilities in this place. You guys are going somewhere close to the center of the core here. I'll mark it. Also, this is the part you guys are entering. And because in here, you're based on your sensors, you have located and tracking and are actively tracking 3 otherwise cloaked, like artillery, kind of like sentry drones, that seem to be kind of all positioned around a large, otherwise not notable piece of rock. However, your sensors clearly show that there is something hidden under there that's giving off the signatures of some sword tech class technology.
Okay.
I have 2 questions. First, is the sword tech a part of the drones, or is this a different thing?
It's unknown. The relationship between that and the drones is not something known. Most likely that it's not related. Most likely that this is just the automated defense systems for whatever this used to be, right? But they might be working together, right? Sword tech is scary and confusing. You never know.
Yeah.
Another question: these drones, do we know the size of them? Are they like fighter jets?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what you need to know, like mechanically, is that they basically have the stats of a fighter, right? So they're hard to hit, but they're glass cannons. However, they do not have the same weaponry, and obviously they don't have the same. They don't have the same like like a spike drive and configurations like that, right? Each of the drones has 2 sort of things to them. I'll share with you. One of them is one of the new fittings that they have are ECMs. This is kind of their simultaneous active camo, and their high tech stealth active camo is what gives up that feeling that they can polymorph out of the rock. And mechanically, ECMs, you guys should know that they can negate a hit once per combat. So that's kind of important. The second thing is that they're not set up with the normal Reaper battery setups. These guns are a little bit different. These ones are actually carrying. They're almost they're kind of like. I have a picture here on Roll20. Like you can kind of see what I'm thinking of when you think of the cannons. They're like more like artillery pieces, right? They fire these things, and they're called spinal beam cannons. So imagine sort of just like if you played BattleTech, it's kind of like a PPC, right? Like this huge piece of like this beam of plasma gets like shot out, and that's what I imagine these things have. However, because they're pretty old and stuff like that, they're not nearly as good as they once were. But as far as like destroying anything short range, anything that the mining conglomerate could throw at them, it would just completely melt them.
Right. Okay. So what is our, like, how many targets do we have?
3. So there's 3 of them.
And how many mortar emplacements are there? Or is that the same
mortar? No, they are the same targets. The drone, the drones are the gunnery platforms.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, so I guess at this point we needed to sort of decide who's lead of what department, right? Like that's sort of how this works. So any player can use general actions under ship combat, which is on 117 if you're playing at home. And those actions include above and beyond, deal with a crisis, and do your duty. And each do a different thing. Basically, do duty gains a command point. Deal with a crisis is basically just like use a relevant skill check on whatever happens. And above and beyond is like push yourself in this crew, pick an attribute and skill check to explain how you're using it to help the ship. And then there's other departments. There's gunnery, engineering, comms, captain, and bridge. So we need a captain basically, but the other ones are not like necessary really. So
one thing I wanted to say is that general actions, it says there, if you take one of them, that's the only thing you're doing that round. It says there in the first paragraph.
Yeah. So any of these actions are you can substitute for your actual action. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So as
I
long as you have the
think-
CP to burn, you could do multiple actions. However, if you do a general action, you can't do anything else.
Yeah, either before or after. I think that Logan should do the captain thing, especially because it uses the lead skill. Do you have lead? I believe you do.
I don't have lead.
Oh, then it makes sense. What's the attribute for lead? Charisma?
Yeah.
It depends, but probably charisma, right?
Okay.
I mean, if this is something, see, I never found a use for lead in this game, you know. So, if this is the use for lead that we have, then, you know, that's something that I can look into taking later on. So I don't mind stepping up and doing that. That's not a problem. The captain also he decides the order in which the departments do their thing, but I don't think that really is necessary here too much. But yeah.
I'm thinking that for Sword of Atagaris, it'd be appropriate for him to do the bridge actions because it's all piloting. So
Yeah.
that's what and maybe guns because I have a high shoot skill. Someone else could do that too. Are they exclusive? Like if I choose gunnery, will I be the only one shooting? Or can someone else also do that?
So you basically, the way that it works is players are nominated onto being department heads. And that's so imagine it's like in a different section of the ship sort of thing. So theoretically speaking, you could do anything because you have your like little bodies everywhere, right? And I don't know how, Eric, you want to do that, but the way that those little in the book stipulates, if, for example, Derek, your human meat flesh is doing one thing, right? And if you're using the sort of attached symbiotic troops or whatever they are, their stats just are like generic 0 across the board. Like they don't get any bonuses, but the skills that they do are all 0. So you're not rolling at a negative, but you're not rolling at a bonus either.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Actually, I kind of like that idea.
It's actually
Yes,
that's written in the book,
yeah.
so that's how they say to use it. But
right, and we could work at this, Derek. But maybe next time you level up, maybe we can make up some sort of like AI VI kind of thing for host bodies.
Well,
like
theoretically, the only thing that you'd really need to do, Eric, is you would just need to have money and spend that money on like developing another host body that is basically a
right,
whatever they call the synthetic body.
What I'm saying is that would be a good goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and you could work on it.
I'm using the natural shell from the transhuman shells. We could buy those.
Yeah, so you could just buy another one of those and sort of like, I guess, scale it up or whatever, right? So, but as it stands right now, the generic flesh monsters, whatever the hell they are that we have, they're all
crew. They're ancillaries. It's fine.
They're all just 0 across the board, basically. So I guess you would need to decide where you're sitting, Derek. But for everything else that we want to do, that myself and Kika aren't a part of, they would just whatever skills we roll on them would just be straight 0s across the board. So
okay,
right. So we never ignore. Basically, we never ignore a department.
Yeah.
Right. Just the departments that none of us are playing. They're held up by ancillaries.
Yeah.
Okay, then my main ancillary body is sitting at the gunnery section.
Okay.
I'm thinking that, but you decide this, Eric. The bridge actions, which are all about piloting, when I have to pilot, it's not the ancillary body making the piloting. I'm guessing there's not even like a steering wheel in this ship because the ship is my real body. So would I also have to roll with 0 piloting?
If you don't have somebody in the pilot place, yeah.
But, that's what I'm saying. There's probably not a pilot place.
Well, there's still a pilot function, and so it would be like your pilot protocol, right, or whatever. And
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Then I'm sitting at gunnery,
Okay.
but I'm not doing bridge actions.
If everyone's called me doing the captain stuff, I'm fine with doing that. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
I'm cool with that.
Then Ictinas would be comms and engineering.
One of the two, yeah.
I
Which
guess
one's
I
With
don't
a
really have
ghost,
relevant
uh,
skills.
Benedictus.
if you have fix, and I guess Benedict would be engineering in the most cases, right? But
Yeah, because he's got the highest fix.
well, I mean, it really depends. Like, there's also programming comms, right? So either one works for him, and either one, like, which one are you more proficient in, Kika?
Neither.
Oh, so what are you most proficient in then?
I just have +2 intelligence. My skills are exert, heal, know, punch, and work.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it, Captain! I'm a doctor, not an engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is kind of funny because in the Seventh Seas game that I have, Eric, or used to have, they actually had a role that was for the Doctor, which is to say that in order to reduce losses of like red shirts getting blown up or whatever, the Doctor would work to reduce the losses when they come in. So that was an actual like position that a player could take if need be. But they don't really have anything like that in here at all. So I'm guessing like computers aren't blowing up and killing people. It's at the ship during combat.
Well, there is. It's called crises, and maybe then But you do need to designate your thing. But maybe you're just like a good person for crises instead.
Okay.
Yeah, but you do have to pick one. It doesn't matter if you're not good at it or not. Otherwise,
Either one,
ancillaries are getting it.
Yeah, either one uses int, so it's fine either way. So
I guess I'll do
Well,
engineering.
I mean, specifically engineering might be best because Eric was talking about ECM stuff, right? All right, there's ECM in the comms actions, which is might be particularly useful in this one, but I don't know.
Page 117 is the big one that gives you the list of everything that you do.
The crasses and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I'm on that page.
No, not crises so much as the page to the left of it. That might be page. I don't know.
I look at 117.
I do,
yeah, you're right.
yeah, I do two-sided in PDF, so it's sometimes confusing for me to know what page I'm actually on. Yeah. So that gives you kind of an idea, like an overview of stuff like that. Remember, like to do an action, you need to have that number of points. You get those points by either just doing your duty or going above and beyond. You push yourself, or a captain helps you out, starting out.
I'll do comms.
Yeah. Good. Big Fitness is on comms, and that means we have another ancillary on engineering.
So they're taking up bridge and engineering. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. Then that's good to go. Your drones, I don't have to worry about assigning anything for drones. We can just go ahead and start combat then. We can do initiative.
Yep.
Here's something I would consider though, and something I'd be open to, rather than just doing this flat. You guys have you guys literally thanks to your scan, you know exactly where all of these things are, and in a way that's better for you. What I'm saying is that if you guys, it would be hard to do because you're gonna have to fly through some dangerous bits of rock here. But if you'd rather not engage all three of them at the same time, and you want to like pull some cool piloting stuff and engage them on better terms, I think you're open to that because of your scanning bonus. Is that something you want to try? Failure could mean you guys are hit by rocks and stuff like that going into a fight. You're in a worse spot.
You're trying to say that if we want to lure one of the drones away from the others, we can fight one isolated?
Yeah, or change your approach so that the other two things can't get a good lock on you, but only one of them. And so you're really only fighting one at a time. right? But that would mean going through some of like the more dangerous bits of rubble and things of the planet.
We don't have anyone doing piloting right now, though, right?
Well, this is before combat, right? This is like.
I see. Well, it's up to you guys.
Right.
I'm okay.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, so how many? Yeah, okay, sure.
But yeah, what I'm saying is that you don't have to, and because this is the first time we're doing like a significant ship combat, like I know this is going to be a little bit of a headache-inducing thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The idea is also I want you to realize that we're playing a game involving spaceships and things like that. We're not playing Starship Battle Simulator, and so if you want to tell me that you guys would rather risk it and like do something cool to set it up to be like, well, I know there's 3 drones here, but I don't have to fight all 3 of them at the same time. You know, this is like D&D, and like there's a room with orcs and there's a pit of lava or whatever. And you're like, well, can I like push one into the lava before we start fighting? You know, like because you spotted them well. It's like that kind of thing, right?
Right. Okay.
Negotiable here.
Is there any way that we could maybe spoof where we are?
Yeah, totally.
Like, say, maybe, I don't know how these things see, so maybe they see with electro stuff.
Yeah, they definitely use sensor scanning stuff.
So maybe we could, like, I don't know, put a beacon on a rock or something like that and have something come out to check what it is and then ambush it.
Right. Well, these drones are stationary, right? They're automated, like, your sentry turrets kind of stuff, right? They don't really like move around. But the idea is that each of them is positioned in a place where they can cover the other ones, or they theoretically could cover the other ones. Yeah, but if you wanted to like break and do something like before we get started with some kind of like, changing up your sensors and things like that to make it, maybe harder to get hit, you could totally do that.
Could we blast a hole in a big like asteroid, hide the ship in it, and fly the asteroid past the guns so that they think we're just a drifting piece of asteroid?
Yeah, I think that, yeah, if you could find a big old piece of asteroid to do that, and like you wanted to like power your ship down and just dead float it underneath that thing is the idea.
That isn't any garbage I've ever seen before.
It's just
obviously though, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't work and they do spot you, all your ships would be offline and you would just be a sitting duck.
Mm-hmm. I think we could just go in there and fight them.
Yeah,
like, especially considering that the ship HP is like stupid high with us. I think we'll be okay.
We'll save the asteroid idea for next time.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right then. So we're just gonna go into initiative then, if we don't want to do anything.
Right. So initiative is what? Piloting?
Piloting, and it's dexterity or intelligence. You roll it once per ship, right?
Okay. So I guess Derek, that's you, yeah.
Wait, on page 114 it says each rolls 1d8 modified by intelligence or dexterity of the pilot, and they take their turns in order. So it's not a pilot skill, but it has to be rolled by the pilot.
Yeah, of the ship.
So that would be one of the ancillaries then.
Right.
So it'd be intelligence 0 and piloting 0. So it'd just be 2d6.
The ancillaries only replace my first 3 attributes. That's something we mentioned yesterday.
Yeah, but these are not your meat socks. These are like unaccompanied people.
Right.
So.
This isn't like your normal like day-to-day body, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess in terms of balance, this is your other.
So remember, like there's actually a fitting, a starship fitting, which is automated support.
Okay, then it's going to be a flat D8 roll, right?
These bots are incapable of any action unrelated to operating the ship and are treated as level 0 in their skills where relevant.
Oh, got it. So it's a flat D8.
Yeah. 2. All right. That's not a good start.
Now, do we roll every single turn?
Yep.
Okay.
Sword descending. Okay. That means the first one gets to begin. The first one's going to try to... And I have 4 to spend.
What is...
So,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
the first thing it's going to do is that it's going to... you guys are going to see this, right? You're going to see like one of its drain a couple bits of its power and boost out a like a tracking signal onto your ship and try to get a lock on you.
Okay.
Right. So the idea here is that we're going to be rolling opposed programs against the ship. This is comms.
So that'd be you, Kika.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Comms.
So this is ACM.
Yeah.
So that's-
ECM int program.
Yeah. Oh no, we don't have any CP though, Eric.
This is me doing this.
Oh, okay.
So one of the drones right now is basically it finds your ship signature, right? And you see that like it's using it's quickly overriding your standard protocol to like your standard antivirus stuff, right, on your ship. And like everyone's screens start to flicker and stuff, and you see sort of like the antivirus bar like heats level of like processing power is like going up as it's trying to fight this attack. And so this is an int program. I'm ready to roll when you are.
But it's not rolling. Oh, there. Ooh.
Okay, a 10.
Can I use my thing to reroll?
You can.
Totally.
Do I reroll both or just one die?
You re-roll the whole thing.
Yeah, you roll the whole thing. But
And it's once per scene, which is really good, so you should use it all the time.
oh god, fucking roll 20.
It's like the exact opposite roll on that too.
It is the exact opposite roll.
Yeah.
Okay. You try to stop it, and it's not enough. So this round, all of them are going to get an additional +1 to hit. So the captain is gone. The comms have gone. They are going to, let's see. They don't really need. I guess the engineering and bridge are going to do their duty to give them 2 CP, and so then they're going to then fire 1 weapon, and so they're going to fire that spike cannon that I was talking about.
Wait, each of
And
the
so-
drones has like their own is their own ship?
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, I thought they were fighter. Isn't a fighter a one-seater?
Yeah, but as a ship, like in combat, this is how spaceship combat works. And so-
that seems really complicated.
Yeah. Well, a fighter, I don't think is just a single seater,
It isn't,
right?
Oh, I thought it was.
Crew. No.
Strike fighter, 1 of 1 crew.
Oh, okay. No, you're right. All right. Yeah, well, I mean, this is the way Kevin Crawford did it, so that's why we're doing it.
Really? Okay.
So, yep, I get to fire.
So
I get to
does
fire
that
the
mean
gun.
that if there was a fighter jet here, the 1 pilot would be rolling for the 5 departments?
I think so. Unless it's somewhere in the book that says otherwise, that like they don't get to do the other things. and this is how it's going to go. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then this is just a regular. This is a D20 attack roll, right? You attack a ship.
I believe so.
You fire your weapons at a ship.
Okay, on each turn, a ship captain decides which order its various departments will act. Each department then chooses an action, choosing
their shoot
either
skill?
specific department actions or a general department.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So they get to add their shoot skill to this. So they're adding their intelligence because it's a drone.
Mm-hmm.
They're adding their shoot skill, and they get to add their program skill because they hit you with the ECM.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Basically, they have like a laser designated lock on you. Right. So I roll a D20, add 3 to it. I get a 15. Does that beat your armor class?
Well,
the armor class is 14.
Of the ship.
Yeah.
The current AC that it says here is 13. So
13. It's 13. So that is a hit.
Mm-hmm.
I get to roll damage at this point. Your armor does get to eat some of it.
Yeah.
Right. The armor, just so you guys know, this thing I think does 3d10. Yeah, it's AP 15, and your armor I think is 14, 10.
The armor is 10, AC is 13.
Yeah. Right. I ignore 15 points of armor when I attack. So I roll 3d10. I do 24 points of damage. Now, as a ship, you guys can forego that damage once per round and take a crisis instead. So you guys are going to be... That's a really good roll by me. Your ship would take 24 damage of hit points, which is really nasty. Or you can take a crisis. If you take a crisis, then I roll in the crisis table.
We get to pick, right? Once
Yeah.
per
You do not
round,
get
a
to pick
ship
a crisis.
may choose to accept a crisis instead of taking a hit. They must choose to do so immediately. And only one player needs to request the crisis to have the rest, blah, blah, blah. The captain may choose to voluntarily accept the crisis to keep it together or into the fire department actions. Okay, the other crisis is a queue. I guess you... Okay, so it is rolled, yeah. Alright, we just choose whether or not we want to have one or not.
I believe you do because you're in the captain actions. That's a keep it together action.
Yeah, but that's during the actions. Like I can negate something.
Any PC can do it right now. Any PC can choose to take a cat.
Sure,
take a
that's a
crisis.
lot of damage. So that's like half of our damage.
Let's do it.
Roll a d10 in the open. I get a 10. A VIP is imperiled, which means shipboard damage threatens a random PC or important NPC. So it's going to threaten one of you. The victim must immediately roll a physical saving throw. On success, they lose half their hit points, and on a failure, they're mortally wounded. So I'm going to roll a d3 to see who it hits. One. Oh, I didn't. Wait. Well, that's not fair. I need to re-roll because I never decided who's who. Right. Logan is number 1. Primary ancillary is number 2, and Euctinus Colony is number 3. Okay. So I'm gonna roll a d3, and that's who this is targeted. 2. All right. So it hits the primary ancillary. So it hits the guns. It will hit the gunnery system. Or hit you. Right. You must immediately make a physical saving throw.
It's good for the warrior, man.
Boy, so
So go
everyone
to the
select-
bio and info, and up the very top,
Yeah.
there's a button you can push.
So we go back to so like what this looks like in fiction, right? Is a big old white and cyan ball of like laser ball of plasma with like this, like a comet, right, with a trail behind it, streaks at the ship, and just rips through part of the hull. And like where like I guess it hits near the front, and you have to like turn really hard, and where like the front cannons are, it just like slices like right near the camera, right near the cannons, and then let's see what happens to you.
And hits the primary ancillary. So that's this physical, right? Physical saving throw.
Yeah. So the way that saving throws work in this game is it's you need to beat it on a d20. So the lower it is, the V, like for example, your physical would probably be V14 right now, so you need to roll a 14 or higher on a d20 with no bonuses or nothing like that. So it's just a straight d20 roll. Yeah. So you failed by 1 point.
Failure.
So that means you will take a mortal wound, which means that's all your HP, and you take a mortal wound. So,
Yes.
if you passed it, you would have taken half damage, basically, half your HP.
I'm going to use my lucky ability for warriors.
Yep.
It says you can use this ability after dice are rolled.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you can definitely do that here.
You can do that on a physical save.
Yep.
I don't know. It says once per scene, as an instant ability, you can either choose to negate a successful attack roll against you or turn a missed attack roll to made into a successful hit.
I don't think you can do that with saves. Then,
Yeah.
by the sound of it.
I don't think you can do it with saves. That's an attack roll with like a gun and stuff.
That's like a that would be a expert. Experts would be able to reroll saves probably.
Okay, so I'm mortally wounded.
Yeah.
Right. So immediately, red sensors go off all over the Sword of Artagarus, indicating major damage at the gunnery department. You don't hear anything from Prime.
Mm-hmm. Okay. A mortally wounded creature at 0 hit points will die in no more than 6 rounds. They may be unconscious, screaming for their mother, trying to press vital organs back into place, blah, blah, blah. Creatures dropped by heavy weapons, explosive, or other dramatic injury will be instantly killed at the GM's discretion. Adding additional damage inflicted on a mortally wounded character will always immediately kill them. Players who want to extend the mercy to an enemy, blah, blah, okay. So,
right.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm thinking here. It is well within my rights, you getting hit by a mag spike cannon, that you are dead instantly. However, you are a trained warrior, and if you want, I would be willing to say that you're still alive, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that like you're Saving Private Ryan, like horribly mangled, but still alive.
NPC crew.
If you're willing to also spend the warrior thing, then I would say that's alive, or you're just instantly killed because you just got hit by a giant like shipboard weapon, right? Like it's not really that tenable.
So further, the VIP imperiled stuff goes on to say NPC crew can make a free attempt to stabilize the down VIP using the usual NPC skill bonus. If the NPC fails, a no PC
But that's an NPC.
takes a deal with the crisis action to recover the stabilize.
Right.
By the end of the ship's turn, they die.
Nothing in there stabilizing says that you still have to have all your body parts intact.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, you definitely just got mangled up by this cannon. Derek,
Yeah.
do you want that, or would you rather just die?
No, I'm still alive. Pretty fucked up.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I still have? I mean, when you say mangled up, what do you mean? Do I still?
I imagine your waist down body is gone. Just like it just obliterated the entire like bottom half of the ship right there.
Yeah, fuck that. I'm dead. Well, the ancillary body's dead.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like, but it could just be that like you're like, you know, it fuses you and you're nanoed there, and like while you're like dying or whatever, you can just be like press like the gunnery buttons or whatever to get a shot off if you want. You know what I mean? Like that's possible here. But no, you can be dead too.
Okay.
No, like it's fine, but like yeah, you just got hit by a shipboard cannon.
So if I'm still okay from the waist up, I can still manage. I can still like use the guns.
No, but if somebody could like get to you, I don't know. I think that would be kind of cool. I would say if you as a warrior, no. Here's the deal. Yeah, no, you're gonna die regardless. But because you're a warrior, I think you might be able to hang on for one round and like do the thing, right? I think that seems like the thing to do.
I mean, at the end of the round, they die, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It even states
exactly.
it in the thing there, too. So.
Yeah. right? So you would die at the end of your round, but you would be able to do your duty. Yeah, but you also have 2 more shots coming at your ship.
Okay, so on the ship's PA system, I send a message for my companions saying the gunnery is in very bad state but still functional. My primary auxiliary is scheduled to die within 5 minutes.
Just real nonchalant about it. Yeah.
So does this resolve the crisis, or is it something that people still have to solve?
No, it's over.
I'm pretty sure that resolves the crisis.
It's not a continuing crisis. So.
Right. Only some crises are continuing. Right. No, that one just obliterated you. If you play BattleTech, this is like a headshot to the pilot kind of thing. That just sucks. I mean, sometimes you roll on if you want to choose a roll on a crisis table. Sometimes that shit happens, right? Okay. Let's see here. Next one goes. I think this one they're going to follow suit with what the last one did. Kind of the same strategy. They're going to totally line you up with ECM. So another into program check.
Okay. Roll well, Kika.
Got to beat a 7.
I'm not gonna beat a 7.
You can beat a 7. Shit, you do not beat a 7. Okay, it gets a +1 to hit.
Man.
The rest of the actions are do your duties.
I'm bad at.
Rest of your actions are do your duties, and then they fire.
Well, it's like your int is better than.
Oh, they missed though.
Yeah, your int is better than the int of the NPCs for sure. So.
All right. Third drone goes. Same thing. Targets you. Amazon package.
That's you, Kika.
Oh, I was very
Yep.
confused.
Yep. You're fighting 3 drones.
Music playing.
Okay. You defeat this time. You've gotten the rhythm of what they're doing, and you're like a Borg. You have found that you've changed the frequencies to thwart them. So they no longer get the +1 to this roll. So now they just attack with +2, and they get a 13. That's enough to hit your armor class, though.
Yeah.
So you're like, I got it. I stopped it, and then camera cuts back to the artillery cannon. We see like the light cyan like beams charge up, and then we see the plasma bolts shoot out. And 3d10. 13.
Okay. 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So 13.
That's what.
Hit point damage to the ship.
So, that's an actual hit we took, right?
Yep, 13 for 13. That one probably just like hit hull damage stuff, right? That doesn't seem like it damaged anything super hard. But yeah. I think now you guys know why. Now you guys know why the mining groups were like, fuck this shit.
So that's 13 or 26. Sorry, you got me confused there.
Oh, you took 13 points of damage total this round. Now it's your guys' turn. Or at the end of round 1.
Damn.
All right. It's all right.
No problem.
All right. So, what's the deal? What happened?
They hit you. Skika was able to thwart the ECMs for this round from the last drone. However, they still were able to get a lucky shot on you. And they do 13 points of hull damage to you.
Okay.
But now it's your turn.
All right. Well, I guess.
if we guys want to fire the weapons before the ancillary dies, I'm saying this because I have a higher skill.
No, every single thing does a thing, so you'll get to fire the gun regardless. Like we don't pick and choose. You just pick whatever you want to do when gunnery comes up. So
not unless we have command points. Do we have any?
we don't have command points, but we
start
can
with
do
0.
general actions to make command points. So
Captain can also do stuff. The captain can support a department immediately and basically give that department 2 command points. Is kind of how it works.
where does it say that?
Support department under captain actions.
Yeah.
Choose department. One action the department takes costs 2 fewer. You can do this once per round. So you could just immediately give.
Okay. All
So
right.
if you did that, I could fire 1 weapon. If you did that and Kika also did her duty, would have 3, and I could fire all guns and get 2 shots because the centaur probably wouldn't do much.
I wish I could go to the gunnery department and hook the ancillary body up to the ship to make a makeshift life support, so it would be like permanently wired into the gunnery seat, but still be alive.
I mean, there is deal with a crisis, and that technically would be dealing with a crisis.
Yeah, exactly. That would be dealing with the crisis and like trying to get the body out of there. Yeah, like once again though, like being dead in this game doesn't necessarily mean you're totally dead, right? It could be Princess Bride partially dead. Like if you had a Lazarus patch and stuff like that. But like I said, like yeah, most of his body's missing, and like it's just not gonna be great. But
I mean,
yeah.
Even if you just stabilize the ancillary so it can continue manning the guns, that's cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Definitely. That's totally an action. You totally could do something like that if you wanted to.
And if Logan supports the gunnery actions, I could fire 1 weapon.
Well, we can have the NPC for the bridge do your duty for 0 CP, which will give 1 command point. The engineering could do the same thing, which would be 2 CP.
Yeah, forgot about that. Yeah.
And then I could do support department with the comms. Well, they're all programmed based on it, so. So, I mean, all your comms actions basically just give you based on your program skills, so it doesn't really help, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I never went to school for this.
Yeah. So like the other thing that we could do is like I could have engineering do your duty, and then we could give you you could take that 1 CP, and then we could do evasive maneuvers. But again, the piloting skill of the NPC is garbage, so that's just how that is. So all right, so we'll do that. Eric will engineering and bridge will do your duty.
Okay.
That'll
2 command points.
2 command points, and command points are set at the end of the round, right? So yeah.
I'm
doing it. Can I nullify the last damage that was just done to us, and take by keeping it together? Use my command action.
Nullify a successful hit and roll a crisis instead. You can use this action at an instant response to an enemy hit, but you may only use it once per round. No, because I think that was already used. That was used to stop the 30 damage. That was used at the very start, the first attack.
Oh,
the 24 damage hit, right? That's what killed your ancillary.
Yeah.
Well, it says here the ship is that the captain may also choose to voluntarily accept a crisis through keep it together.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. It says in the next paragraph.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, you totally could. Yeah. Want to do that instead?
Yeah. So we'll roll the D10, I guess, for that last attack that hit us. So that's cargo loss. Yeah, so the hit has gored the cargo bay, threatening to dump the hold or expose delicate contents. We don't have anything. So
Yeah, thankfully.
that's fine. We just, yeah. So
But if you had like a drone or something like that, it would probably been in the hold.
yeah, but we don't
Right.
have anything.
Yeah,
So,
it's empty right now.
Yeah.
That's probably the best result you could have gotten.
Yeah, yeah. So that's good. So that last damage we don't take.
Okay.
And
So we're full back to full HP.
yeah.
Yeah, you're full HP.
And you have 2 CP to fire the gun. And I guess Kika, you can pick any of the general actions you want to do, I guess.
I think to stabilize the ancillary.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're dealing with a crisis.
Yeah. I'm gonna slap on a breathing device, go to the gunnery station, and
Yeah, it's totally
Stabilize
exposed
that
to hard
cancel.
vacuum. It's 100% exposed to hard vacuum.
bring an extra breathing device with me, and just do what sort of patch job I have. Slap a Lazarus patch on him. Do whatever.
The
make it so
difficulty
he can
is
keep
going.
shooting.
It's either
Yeah.
a 10. It's either an 8 or a 10 or a 12, depending on how Eric wants to do it.
The way I see it, you guys were already wearing like EVA suits. Like it's pretty common in fights in space that if you know you're going into a dangerous combat situation, you're already wearing your EVA suit because you know that something could immediately have an air breach and you don't have time to put things on, right? Like an explosive decompression would just otherwise instantly kill you, right? I think that's pretty common. This isn't Star Trek. So with that being said, I think that's totally fine. I think you're in a space to do that. I think so that means your gunner would also have an EVA suit on. It might have just been like fortunately sealed. So I'm going to give you a -2 to this. So I think the difficulty is a -2 to this, not your roll.
So it'd be an 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's an 8 medical roll.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
11.
So that means you're stabilized.
Yeah, so that means you're not going to die at the end of this round here, but yeah, you definitely don't have any legs or anything like that. You're just just all of that and like the big parts of the ship are just floating out into space right now.
Yes, I think like my reptile-like primary ancillary is now the de facto gunner.
It's stuck here.
Yeah. Wired into this gunner seat. I pump him full of like a cocktail of like adrenaline and some other stuff.
Right. Yeah, you're not. Yeah, it's just we're saying. Yeah, I want to say for chat and everybody, you're not actually wired into it, right? You're not like in the Matrix kind of thing, but yeah, like you're
physically
like
wired.
Oh yeah. You're basically
Stephen
fused to it.
Hawking's of the
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
gunnery division.
I mean, the plasma basically fused your lower half of the body to this thing.
He's
So
a
yeah, that makes
torso in
sense.
a chair.
Yeah, not great.
A cheso.
A chair, so.
Scheduled death has been postponed. So the bridge department and engineering department is doing.
You have 1 HP, by the way. I think that's fair to say you have like at the most minimum amount of HP possible to be alive.
Okay, so bridge and engineering are doing the do your duty. I can see the generic ancillaries that are in the ship, the crew.
Yeah.
Like some of them are in the bridge, doing the piloting, trying to do evasive maneuvers, so as to enemy attacks. While generic ancillaries are also there on hard vacuum in the gunnery section, trying to start repairing the hull. This is just the do your duty description. Primary ancillary is going to fire one of the plasma beams at drone number 1.
Okay. Because you have 2 CP, so you're gonna spend that on fire 1 weapon.
That's correct.
Okay.
So
Cool.
how does that work? I just click here on where it says ship.
Yeah. So your attack roll, it's a D20, and then you add the following things to it, right? You're gonna add your gunnery shoot skill, and then you're gonna add your dexterity or intelligence, whichever's higher.
Um,
So it's just shoot.
it is.
Foci that normally give bonuses to shoot attacks, such as Gunslinger, do not apply to ship combat unless specifically noted doing so.
Like there's a gunnery one. I believe,
But
in there, so-
your luck ability could be used, but you used your luck ability already to survive.
So this is a shoot skill check, right?
No, this is a dexterity shoot.
No, yeah, this is its own separate. Yeah, like this is not a 2d6 roll. This is a d20 plus your dexterity or intelligence plus your shoot skill modifier.
So if you go to the ship section, it should have some guns in there.
Yeah. The thing is, the ship sheet is with the sort of attackers which has dexterity 10, but it is the primary.
So go to the ship,
Right.
Click edit, and then
You can just
there's-
roll it manually.
There's a section in here for like adding people to it.
Oh, let's not worry about that right now. Just do it manually. We'll fix that problem next time. Because that'll probably take too long.
Okay, so I'm rolling a d20.
You roll, yeah, as a base, you roll a d20. Then you get to add the better of your intelligence or dexter. Okay, you roll a crit. Okay.
Is it crits in this game? Because there was never crits in the first one.
No, this one, I don't think there is a critical hit.
I don't think so either.
So
No, there's not.
Yeah, but so the math. So it's that plus my shoot and dexterity, right?
Yep.
So that's 23.
Plus
What
your
else?
attack bonus.
My attack bonus is 2. That's 25.
So a
That's
25. Yeah, no, that's amazing. Dude, roll damage.
That's so the plasma beam is a 3d6 damage.
It also ignores 10 armor.
All right. 8.
8. Okay. It ignores 10 armor. That is okay. You did just enough to blow up a drone.
Ah, good.
Which drone did you target? The first, second, or third? I
was-
thought it was the first one.
I said number 1.
Yeah, that's right. I thought you did. You did say that. Cool. So you got revenge.
Yeah, that's a good one, man. Because I don't think we would stand another one against 3 of them shooting at us.
Yeah.
I mean, I can always keep it together and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Right.
Crisis after crisis.
Cool. Good shit.
we need to
Is that-
reinforce the hull a little better. 13 AC is
that-
garbage. Considering I
is
have
that every-
18, I have more armor than the fucking ship. But I'm inside the ship, so technically I
Yeah.
have 13 AC.
You had a 33% chance of getting completely smashed by that thing instead of the primarily ancillary,
Yeah, it's true.
right? You're right. You might be good in the gunfight, but not against an artillery or anti-ship weaponry.
Yeah.
Okay. Next up, the drones again. We have 2 drones. They're gonna do the same pattern.
Don't we
the same-
re-roll the turn order every turn?
Oh shit! You're absolutely right. Roll initiative. Thank you.
So that's just a D8, Derek.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps if you don't roll the same one again. But,
Yeah, you add your intelligence or dexterity. Okay. Okay, they're both gonna go ahead of you.
I mean, that wasn't hard.
It happens. Okay. So they're gonna target you again, with the ECMs.
Gonna get a 4.
Oh, not D26. Holy shit.
Hey, all right.
7. Get a 7. You do. All right. So you're beating the routines. They don't get a boost from that. So so that means then the captain's going to make them fire a system, and so they get to fire the gun. 15's a hit. for 22.
I will choose to
Crisis.
crisis that, Mr. Eric Vulgaris.
Okay, you can crisis that.
An 8.
System damage, continuing.
Uh-huh.
One of the ship's systems has been cooked by the hit. The GM randomly picks a weapon, fitting, or engine. The system is disabled as if it was hit with a targeted shot, with drive suffering 1 point drive level decrease. Disabled systems hit by the crisis or drives are reduced below drive 0 or destroyed and cannot be repaired. I totally
During
hit your engine.
combat.
Yeah, I totally hit your engine.
All right.
Yeah, one of your drives. There's a huge power flux through the ship as auxiliary power comes back on. If they were here, Zippy's character would be freaking out right now. Benedictus, would be just like screaming.
I mean, anyone can deal with a crisis right now, to be honest with you. So, like, if you wanted to, you could fix it, but that would require a fix, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone here has it. So.
Yeah.
I have fix 0.
Okay.
But
Well, that would
like
that would
anything
involve
action.
you not shooting a gun. So.
Yeah. The other ship is going to do something, or excuse me, the other drone.
Mm-hmm.
No, because that's one turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that drone's done. Second drone goes. Second drone sees what happened. It's going to fire its ECM again. Ooh, 4.
Jesus Christ.
I think ties go to the defender.
Oh, really? On a success. It says.
On a success, yeah. So it's on a success. I don't think ties. Yeah, we're just gonna roll ties go to defender, right?
Okay.
Cool. So they don't get that, but they're gonna do a targeted system strike. They're going after your drive.
What's that under?
After what's left of it.
It's a gunnery. It's a gunnery action. They're targeting the same spot that the other ship hit.
Yeah, it's a -4 to hit. On hit, half damage before applying armor. If damage gets, they negate our armor anyway.
Yeah.
Disabled systems again are destroyed. Okay. Mm-hmm.
An 8. They miss.
Well, isn't it -4? What do they get a
Yeah.
plus
No,
two?
it's a -2. They had a +2 to hit, so +2 to subtracting -4 makes it -2.
Where do they get the +2 from?
Their basic shoot and intelligence.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, so they miss.
Cool. So they miss. That's their turn.
All right. So first thing, I guess Bridge and engineering and myself will all do duty. Actually, no. I'll support the department of the gunnery. And we'll have roll.
Only you can do support department.
What? Yeah, I'm doing support department. Yeah. I was thinking of doing the engineering and have it boost the engines, but no. That sorry, actually, yeah. Emergency repairs. Yeah.
Either the bridge or the engineering auxiliaries could do a deal with a crisis and try to fix the engine.
Mm-hmm.
Or damage control.
Emergency repairs also works too.
But we're still full HP, right?
We are, but if we lose a drive, the ship is basically dead in the water forever until we have a replacement. So all right then. How about this? I'll support the gunnery. We'll have engineering deal with a crisis, or attempt to. We'll have Bridge do your duty, and that gives us 3 CP. So you can fire all the guns if you want.
Okay.
And Kika, what would you like to do?
I guess do your duty.
Mm-hmm.
So I have more CP in the next round.
You can do above and beyond as well. Pick an attribute and skill check and explain how you're using it to help a ship. If the GM agrees, roll it against difficulty 9 on success. Gain your skill level in command points +1.
Not really sure what I'd be doing.
Plus, if you fail, then it would be a -1 on the command points. Which
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather not have that -1.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess we just do all the CP stuff, or if that's the case, then we can have Bridge. Oh, yeah, I mean, you can attempt to deal with the crisis as well, because doing your duty doesn't give us. We don't carry over CP to the next round, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah.
I guess I will do that as well.
Yeah,
to
we just
help.
have 2 attempts, or we could have. I don't know, Eric, if the NPC could assist. I don't know how that works
What do you mean by assist?
with the deal with the crisis, because they're both dealing with the the crisis, which is continuing.
Yeah, you may use this action to aid another PC in resolving a crisis. Yeah,
Okay.
but that just means the other person's also dealing with the same crisis, right? And so you commit 2 people to dealing with the crisis. The other person uses their action to aid the other.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's still one roll, but the person gets to do a help roll to help the other. Okay. So you're dealing with the engines.
Yeah. Can I use no to instruct the NPC on how to fix it?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'd be cool with that. Let's see here.
Reading the manual.
Okay, the manual.
Congratulations on owning your brand new Spike Drive to Spike Drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the difficulty for fixing the engine ship in combat right now was going to be probably 10.
Mhm.
Okay.
And yeah, you crush it. So they get a +1. So they're rolling 2d6 +1.
Mhm.
Okay, so
No.
You're bad at following orders. I don't like that.
Wait, I'm negate that. I'm not rolling that. I'm not that person. Derek should roll this.
yeah. So I was just saying that a team of 4 ancillary mechanics go inside the engine room and try to fix it.
Well, Kick is
I'm-
in the back reading the instruction manual.
Yeah, and Kik is just saying like, no, you have to cut the red cable.
Put your knees into it. Don't use your back.
Okay, so
Reading
I
like
have fix 0, but I also have no modifier for the attribute, right?
Yeah,
Like,
so
put it
it's-
in the
so
matter
it's straight
engineer
dice.
Drive.
Straight
It's straight
plus-
dice, but you get a +1 because of help.
Okay, and is this a d20 or 2d6?
2d6. Yeah, good question. This is a skill test.
Yeah, I had that question. So all skills are 2d6, but attacks are d20s?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the hard and fast way of looking at it.
Okay, so 2d6 plus 1.
Oh, so close. But no, not enough. The engine is still damaged.
Still damaged. All right.
Like
Wow, this
you
is
almost get
tough.
it up and then and it shuts back down again.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
And
now
then
you
my
can
mentor is shooting the two plasma beams.
you can also shoot the sand blaster too.
But will that work?
They are actually the sand thrower is actually designed against fighters. Like that's what that's for. So.
Okay.
It's basically it's just like shooting little particles. So, also remember that you get a +4 for using the plasma beams. By the way, I don't know if you were using that last time
A +4 for why?
because they're plasma beams, and plasma beams are light-based guns, and that's what they get when they shoot. You get a +4. So, if you
Oh, we didn't add that last time, but I rolled a 20.
Oh, okay.
well, let me just double check because that's what it says on your sheet, unless you've put them in the wrong somehow.
The superior target? No. Plasma beam.
No, I mean, I think that +4 is taking into account my shoot skill and the attribute.
Mhm.
I think, but not sure. I'm okay. So I'm gonna roll it from the character sheet here, Eric. But don't. This is just to see what
Yeah,
it's
just the test. Yeah, totally. Right. I mean, a lot of this fight is kind of like a test, so like I'm cool with that.
Okay, so it says here.
It's rolling. It rolled a d20 plus 4 for some reason. And I guess
Plus
that'd
4?
be your dex plus your thing, yeah. Oh, you've got AB4 in both of them for some reason. You added AB4
Right.
for each of them.
So
I mean, I think I saw this in the weapons, but I'm not sure.
yeah, and just so you know, Derek, the ship doesn't have you don't have 2 plasma beams as one weapon. They're 2 separate weapons.
Yeah, but he's using
Yeah.
the fire roll right now, so yeah.
Right. Oh, okay. It's listed as 2 plasma beams as one, and it's doing 1 attack. So I wasn't sure if you knew that or not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you already knew that.
Yeah.
They're not like twinned.
That's
They're separate.
All right. So yeah, just remove the AB from both of them, Derek, and then they'll be fine.
Okay.
So basically, you'd click the plasma beams twice, and then the sand thrower once.
But just checking. So since there's like an attack bonus there should be something about that here in the weapons.
Yeah. So the sand. No, there's nothing. The attack bonus was your dex and your thing. I think you just set them up wrong. So I'm looking at the sheet now. There is no attack bonus for any guns. So.
Okay, so it's a d20 plus. It's still the main ancillary that's shooting. Which
Wait, hang
has-
on. Unless the. Oh no! It totally does, Eric. The frigate that we're using actually count like the guns say +4 in the actual gun section.
Under the Corvette?
Yeah,
Or
it's
Corsair.
yeah the Corvette. Which one are we using? We're using frigate.
Corvette.
Perfect.
Corvette. Yeah. So the Corvette says 2 plasma beams +4, and the sand thrower is also +4, and I think that's because of the crew skill. Hang on, what does crew skill mean? Sorry, trying to work out what the fuck crew skill means.
Can I use the bathroom while we're working this out?
Totally.
No.
Be right back.
Where the hell is crew skill?
Each entry includes default NPC crew skill modifier and the normal number of command points each gets around NPC crew. Costless for the ship itself. Blah, 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 blah. They don't really say.
Like, I wonder how they calculate that +4.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
'Cause, like, I'm looking at the strike fighter. It also has +4. But the free merchant has a +3.
That's a good question.
How do weapons work?
They must assume that they get like a warrior bonus and then something.
Yeah. NPC CP? Is that like is that like how many command
That's command points. Yeah.
So we're supposed to have 4 command points every round?
No, this is the NPC. NPC ships have that command point.
Oh, I see. That's interesting. Maybe that's what crew skill is. It relates to like NPC stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. If they ever needed to do something like make a roll for a test for a ship or something like that, it's assumed I don't know.
Well, I just found it. At first paragraph, page 104. It says each entry includes the default NPC crew skill modifier and the normal number of command points each one gets under NPC crews. So that's for Eric.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah. So we just took that and went with it. So remove the +4 bonus from each of them. And what you do is when you shoot it as a warrior, you add your own bonuses to it. which in your case
Yeah.
is a +4. So, because you're shooting it as a warrior, so because you get your attack bonus and you get your actually yours must be a +5 because you got 2 attack bonus now and you've got what? How much dex?
I have a. Sorry, I'm just looking at the wrong sheet.
Okay.
Okay.
You're roboting out, buddy.
Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, you went to robot mode, buddy.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 2 for the attack bonus, 2 for the dexterity, and then 1 for my shoot skill.
So you're getting a +5 when you shoot every single gun.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay, so this is the first plasma gun I'm rolling.
So now the quality on the sand throw is flak. I'm not sure what that does. Hang on. Oh, I got it right here.
I can tell you, it affects certain things. It does double damage against fighter class hulls.
Yep.
Or you roll damage twice and take the better result. Sorry, not double damage. Like advantage on damage rolls.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's on page 102.
21 is a hit.
Excellent. So I'm rolling the 3d6 for damage for the first plasma gun.
Yes. 8. All right. They're going to use their ECM that I spoke about earlier as a defense, and they're going to use it to negate this hit.
Okay.
But I think what happens here, what this looks like, is that like it looked like a direct hit, but instead you see the cannon's like active camouflage around it, like disappear, like it's decloaked, like it used all its power to like stop that hit, and it gets blasted around it, and it gets discharged around. Like that should have been a direct hit, but instead that happens. It can't use it anymore. In other words, right? It's like a one-time consumable thing. Yeah, it's a defensive. It's a defensive measure. It's called a burst ECM generator.
Okay, I'm shooting the second plasma gun against the same one. This is drone number 2.
Yeah. 10 is not enough.
Okay, then I'm shooting with the sand thrower.
Mm-hmm.
So you roll 2d. Just roll 2d20.
No, you attack once, but you have double things for damage.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's what flak does.
Hey, there you go.
That's a hit for sure.
So roll 3d6 and then roll another 3d6.
No, they don't do that much damage.
How much do they do?
D4s.
2d4.
Sand thrower does
4.
2d4. Yeah.
So I roll twice for the 4,
Yeah.
or I roll twice?
2d4 twice.
Yeah, roll 2d4 twice, and you take the better of the two results.
Okay.
Oh, there's no point re-rolling.
No point in re-rolling. You did max damage, and you kill it. Oh man, so it gets
Lower to the ground.
You just obliterate it with sand. That's awesome. Yeah, it just gets eviscerated. Like it gets it. Oh man, yeah, you just like a high-powered sander to it, and just explodes, disintegrates.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Cool.
Like a space shotgun.
All right, now roll a d8 and don't get a 2.
Why are you rolling a d8?
Initiative.
Oh yeah, initiative.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, you didn't get a 2. So.
All right. Second drone's gonna go. It's not like they can retreat or anything like that. It's not like they have a morale.
Their morale is don't kill.
It's their programming. Yeah. Let's see if they can do anything fancy in the ship actions.
Please don't.
Yeah, I think they're going to rather than try to hit you more, I think they're going to No, they are. No, they're gonna laser. They're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna laser designate and then try to target your engines. So 2d6. This is their ECM.
Versus the Keek.
Yep. This is their laser designator. They're trying to get a lock on your engine trail. They do. So then they're rolling a d20 -1. Because their normal bonus would be +3 in this situation, but because they're targeting a system, they're getting a -4.
Mm-hmm.
So the net is a -1. A 6, they miss.
All right.
Okay, good.
Well, same thing as before, I guess, Eric.
Yeah.
Try to do repairs.
Well, Kika will try and see if she can help with the repairs, and then they will roll their repairs. And
Okay, here's my no for them repairs.
yep,
Okay, beats a 10, and then Derek,
2d6 +1.
gotta beat a 10. 10 or better.
I have to beat a 10 on what?
2d6
You gotta get a
plus
10 or
one.
11 on 2d6 +1. Yeah, this is repairing the engines.
6 plus 1. But wait, I'm sorry, I got confused. What am I rolling? What am I doing?
This is your
This is-
ancillaries in the engineering bay repairing the engine.
Okay.
Yep.
Same roll again. It's one less.
Oh, geez, I don't know. It's a flathead screwdriver we need, and this is a different star.
It's a Phillips.
Use a knife.
I don't want to, strain the welding. So don't worry about it. We'll find the right screwdriver. All right. So you've got 3 CP, Derek.
I got them from you and the bridge ancillaries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm shooting again with everything. Alrighty, so I'm targeting drone number 2 first with a plasma cannon.
17.
17 is a hit.
Damage.
They're going to ECM it.
Dead AF.
Alright. Active camouflage has negated the hit. Second plasma cannon.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Ooh,
going.
obliterated. Got him. Cool. And that would be combat. We have worked ourselves through our very first combat.
Is there anything to recover from these?
Oh, that's definitely, yeah. But let's just keep in mind for a second. Let's just do a damage report. Where we're at the end of combat. Right?
Yeah.
Our poor primary ancillary is still fused to the chair in the gunnery seat. Your engine is super cooked. I think it's fair to say after 2 failed tests, I don't know if you guys are able to actually repair it right now. Like you need to go somewhere and like get parts and like, disassemble it. What I'm saying is you can't like scramble and put it out anymore.
I
Right?
have a question. What's the part of the engine that's broken? Like the
Well,
FT?
basically, technically, what's happened is it's gone down a drive. So we were at drive 2 and we started, and now it's drive 1.
Yeah.
So we can't
Yeah.
make a big as jump anymore. So it's,
Right.
it's probably like some sort of like limiting capacitor or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
broken.
It's definitely some sort of broken battery capacitor kind of thing. Totally. That's exactly what I was thinking, right? So I wanted to paint the picture again. It's like, it's not like your engine room's on fire and you're like, well, okay, good job's done here. No, it's just like you guys got it back to a scenario where it's like it's working, it's functional, but it's working at half speed, right? It's damaged. Yeah, because I think a vital coupling or whatever has been fried in the hit, and you guys need to like disassemble it and run some diagnostics and stuff like that. It's going to take some time.
The faster it spins, the further you travel, and it's spinning at half capacity right now.
Yeah. You guys didn't. So in all those hits, no one got crew lost, which is good, but you got cargo loss. So your hull, your cargo bay is exposed to space. There was nothing in it. At least I hope not. I need to double check with I'm gonna double check with Zippy's character. I don't think Zippy's sarcophagus was in the cargo bay.
Oh, yeah, everyone has their own like
Room.
quarters.
Yeah,
and
it
stuff,
was in
so-
his room. It was in his room. That's right, because he sleeps there.
Mm.
That's right. Okay, good. I was about to say, because he lost that then.
I have to leave
Otherwise,
them.
that's floating in space right now. Okay. So yeah, that's where you're at. So your ship is not doing great. While you technically have full HP, your ship is definitely worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
However, you guys could totally go maybe search around for scavenging and scrapping those weapons that you just destroyed, as well as see what the hell they were defending.
Yeah, I'm all aboard.
What's the plan? Or you guys back out and be like, fuck.
No, let's
Right?
let's at least scavenge what we can from the wreckages before we go any further. So, I'm interested in getting that shield tech that they had.
That active camo thing?
Yeah.
Right. Well, I can tell you this first off. There's a chance for that, especially the first drone that you destroyed with the natural 20. Because you got a natural 20, I kind of ruled that, while there's not a crit, I don't want to deny you that feeling of rolling a perfect 20. So I think it just overrode the ECM.
It wasn't just a perfect 20,
right?
it was a 26.
Yeah, like that's too cool for school in my
That
books.
seems
And
like
because of that,
yeah.
and because of that, I think it might be salvageable from that one. But you need to go there and like there needs to be some rolls, right? The other two are absolutely off limits. You obliterated those things, right? Like scrap from them will be very difficult. But
Swiss
that
cheese,
first
one of
one,
them,
you precision, you surgical striked it, so it might be mostly intact.
Okay.
Yeah, but you guys are gonna need to go search around with it. Basic rudimentary scans, right? Yeah, it shows that it's primarily intact, but obviously you can't read the internal damage structures of the artillery piece without you wouldn't have to send boots on the ground. Like you need someone out in space going to the asteroid, looking it over, seeing what parts can be salvaged.
Okay. Well, let's do that first, because that's if we can at least negate an attack without having to do a crisis at some point, that'd be really good.
Yeah, totally. Who knows? If you wanted to, search for parts to be like, oh, cool, can I scavenge bits of this to repair our hull and our cargo bay doors? Like that would be cool too, right? Like there's bits here that could be. That's what I'm saying is that I want this part to be part of the game. It's not just enough that you kill somebody. You can salvage their stuff if it's still around, right? Especially upgrades, potentials, type things for your ship.
All right, yeah, so let's try
So this is good stuff to sell.
Yeah, let's
right?
try and salvage that burst ECM generator.
Yeah. Okay. So who's going out there to the cannon that's disabled?
What sort of
I can do
stuff
it.
is salvaging?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe an exert.
Noticing. Yeah, it might have to be like an exert to get to it, and then maybe like probably like a fix.
I could do it within story.
Oh, that would involve you swapping bodies, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a fair.
Do you have another meat sock? Or do we
I
have to
don't know.
buy you a meat sock?
I don't know. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, during character creation, you're granted a meat sock.
No, the idea is that he has a bunch, but we only stay with the camera on one of them. Is kind of the idea, right? Like that's the primary one that he puts most more of the eggs of that basket into. And so yeah, right now, yeah, I think you could train a new one to get used to, right? As sort of your dominant body, but yeah, you're gonna have to train for it. So right now, I think it's just a regular old natural one, so you're not affinity to it yet.
Yeah, you need a month of being in it to make that affinity happen.
Yeah, like we said the other day. So what I just lost is that 18 and the 214. So I would just have a natural one, and I would have to invest 30 days of downtime to get the bonus back, right?
Exactly. That's exactly you're to get comfortable in the new skin.
All right.
That's right.
So if you want to send one out, I'm perfectly fine with that.
I could go help.
So my new ancillary is not reptile-like; it's like a bird,
Oh, that's awesome.
but doesn't have wings.
It's a dodo.
I think of like an Egyptian god looking thing. Like that kind of like human head of bird kind of style.
I like the idea that its eyes are on the side of its head rather than the front.
It's all stork like.
Yeah, Eric, I see there's a new character sheet says ancillary too.
Yeah, I made that for you just so you could have it for your new character. If you need it. Like if you ever needed like if you ever wanted to be like, I don't know, for whatever reason, if you needed another character sheet for a body, there you go.
Okay.
Let's see here. This is probably this is a fix. This is a fix roll.
Mm-hmm.
To yeah. So you guys are gonna bring the ship up close to it, right? You're gonna bring the ship up close to it so people can just get off the ship and basically land on this asteroid as best as you can. It's a very small asteroid. It's like the size of like a city block.
Wow, that's a big.
Yeah. Well, it's also, and it has this huge like, so imagine sort of like a spider web like attached base, and then there's this cannon on it that was pointed up. Obviously, like the howitzer bore rifling like is clearly like shot through, but the rest of it looks very firmly intact. Right? To give you guys an idea, like this is like the rifle that just shot at you is like the size of a bus, right? Maybe even bigger.
Okay.
Right. So like you guys are kind of dwarfed looking up at this thing.
Right. Okay.
It's not like a Death Star size or anything like that, but like this is like a big piece of artillery.
Sure.
Yeah. So you guys can like look around to find like where the best place would be, or you could just say that and basically like help yourselves with like you could like set yourselves up with a notice and then kind of do a fix. Like I could see that as being a possibility, or you guys could just kind of like just do the fix and try to salvage what you can right now. Depends on how you guys feel, right? Like we're out of combat. We're back to role play mode. I'm describing this sort of like desolate moon-like place. Right, it's just like a solid piece of like black granite or slate or some kind of like dark, boring-looking marble, and this huge, clearly ancient cannon that seems to be like in good repair has been shot through by the plasma cannon, but otherwise really firmly intact.
Well, it's up to you guys. You're the ones out there, so who's helping you?
I think we're using like the landing pod. I think we just land on it and start scavenging.
Okay. Right. So you guys go up to the like where the main cannon is and start like trying to take off panels and finding where this technology is kind of like stored around and how you can begin to salvage it. So I need somebody then to give me a fix roll, and let's see here. This is going to be really difficult, only because this type of technology, in order to get this technology off of this cannon and in a portable way, that could be like modded, right, or extracted and put onto a ship. It's not like a gem in Diablo, right? It's not like a rune. Like this thing this technology is integrated into this cannon in a pretty intimate way, right? It's like pre-tech. It's all kind of one unit. So to really like surgically remove this part in a way that's usable in other pieces of equipment is difficult.
Okay.
Like you guys would know that going into it.
Yeah.
But if you do this is an like you could, for your ship itself, this would be extremely valuable, right? Negate a hit. That's awesome. Basically have an extra set of camouflage. Yeah, that's really cool. Or you could probably, I mean, there's no shortage of buyers for something like this, right? So, but if you fuck it up, it might be ruined.
Yeah.
I don't have any levels in fix, but I have 2 int. +2 for my int.
I have a fixed 0 and 1 intelligence.
Okay.
So it's effectively the same.
It's effectively
Yeah.
the same. So I guess whoever's helping the other person doesn't like it. The role doesn't really matter, right? So.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how, if you guys get mad, whose fault it is.
do you want to lead or do you want to help?
I want to help.
Okay. So
This is-
yeah. Yeah, you do your help roll first.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm
This is a
quick-
difficulty 10.
Okay, I'm creating the ship attachment designs from the ship's database and giving you precise instructions on what you have to do. This is fixed intelligence,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, you can use whatever you want for an assistant role. So you can just say, "I'm lifting a heavy beam," and make it like
Right.
strength exert.
Right. But
So-
like, look at that.
Nice.
Look at
The
fucking.
instructions are precise. Now let's see what you do with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have a +1 to it. So now you're at +3.
Total? Where am I getting another +2 from?
Yeah, so you get a
You just got
+2
help.
from your int, and then you get a +1.
Yeah.
So you get a total. So you just get a +1. So
And what?
what? Did you add a double plus in there?
I got.
Yeah, you had a double plus. So for some reason.
Just reroll that.
Yeah, just re-roll it because that's fucked up.
8.
An 8.
Can I use my ability to re-roll that?
Yes, you can because it's a new scene.
Okay.
Fuck.
Damn
it.
Experts. Sometimes you're really good, and then a lot of times it's just a
Okay.
slow climb down.
Yeah, maybe I should have helped.
Okay, so this is. Okay, so I know what happens here. The system, while it was like surgically taken offline, but this part of the ship, like because it's salvageable, is actually still kind of online. And so it recognizes you're trying to like break off it, and it begins to try to like disable and lock you out programmatically. Right? It begins to scramble itself. So now someone needs to set up and do a program thing to kind of like beat this thing that's the defensive systems of that are still intact here from erasing this technology.
I grab the ancillary and put it in front of me.
Yeah.
Pick him up and put him down like right there. I'm like,
Well, this is surprising. Part of the weapon system is aware. It's trying to destroy itself.
Pre-tech. Fucking sword level technology.
So this is a. Do I know the difficulty?
Oh, yeah, we're rolling. It's a versus test
Oh,
Can I help?
okay.
can I help?
because
him?
it's programming versus you.
Can Nickton help?
Yeah, am I allowed to help with no?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me what you know of JavaScript. This is very old technology.
It's actually Ruby, but whatever.
Oh my God, it's Ruby on Rails because it's a railgun.
Shut up.
Something allocating memory space something.
Okay, I'm ready to roll when you are.
So, did she manage to help?
Yeah, when do I do my helping?
Now.
Oh yeah, you do your helping now. Oh yeah, I guess I have to roll. Wait, do I roll the difficulty then? Well, okay, yeah.
My help is 12.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's good. No, I think that's fair. In this case, I think it was going to be
Eric rolls higher than a 12 on his
no.
thing, so yeah.
No, I was gonna say this would be the equivalent of helping someone in this scenario would be the equivalent of like sabotaging a system, which as far as hacking goes is a DC 10, right?
So I
perfect.
get the +1.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you get a +1.
I'm ready to roll.
I'm ready to roll too.
Okay, that's it.
Fucking Eric Dice.
Oh, come on, Eric Dice. You fucking rolled a 32 damage earlier. There's no such thing as Eric Dice anymore as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I don't know, as long as well, those were D10s. If I'm rolling D6s, you're in good luck. You're in real good shape. That's the trick. Give me
one dice with a higher number, and I will roll a higher number than you, Dave.
Crush you. Yeah. Okay. You guys, you're able. All right. You're able to stop the damaging systems here, right? And you do it enough that I think you've earned yourself a chance to actually try to extract this thing again, right? That system. So like its last ditch self-destruct technology measure is destroyed. Now your danger is taking this thing out, and if you take this thing out and you mess it up, then it might not be as useful as it was, right? So that's the danger now.
Man, all this for 25k, huh? That's crazy.
So we're rolling fix again?
Yeah. Because now you got to cut around the things it was trying to erase, and it's a new test. And like I said, like the danger here isn't whether or not you cut this thing out. The danger is whether or not you cut it out well.
Can I?
Right. It might damage your ship if you try to put it in there, right?
Okay, then I let Ictinus go. Ictinus, I just stopped the self-destructing operative system. You should be able.
I'm not good at fixing. I'll just assist.
Cut to you guys just carrying out this huge ass cannon in your ship, being like, I don't know what to do with this.
Okay, I will try to unplug it.
Yeah. No, I mean, if yeah, like if you guys don't want to be the ones who cut this out, and maybe like this is a problem for Benedictus, then maybe you just want to be like, well, I'm just gonna cut out the fucking head of this cannon and put it in the hull, in the cargo bay of our ship, and be like, fix this. Like that's possible.
I mean, I think we probably have enough exert between the two of us to do that.
Yeah, like you could basically just decapitate the cannon where this thing is and put it in the ship. And that would be a much easier task than surgically removing the black box part of the ship that's like inside deep into the cannon where this is, right?
Plus,
yeah, I really like that idea.
Do it later.
Yeah, I really like that idea because then we give something to do to Benedictus, and we wouldn't be able to attach this to the ship in a day anyway. So
yeah,
okay,
sure. So that's probably fine. I think this is probably just like either like an exert or some type of piloting. Like it's some type of test to just cut this thing off, put the latches on, and get this thing into the cargo bay. That's also fucking damaged, by the way.
Yeah, just slide it in there, hook it up to a cargo net, you're good to go.
Bungee cables and duct tape.
I mean, it's only heavy when, gravity is involved, so.
Yeah, it's not, but you still got to like latch things up, and, forces are still at work here, so. And this thing is a multi-ton piece of pre-tech equipment.
Yeah, inertial forces.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, if there was a way to do it, you could just find a way to just mount this cannon on your ship. Right, like if you have the hold space, you could just like throw out your lasers and have that, and then maybe, I don't know, like what I'm trying to say is I don't want to tell you how to play the game. What I'm telling you is like this is what's going through my mind right now, and because we've been playing a couple sessions of this game, is like these are the things that you can do in Stars Without Number. Don't think it's like, cool, I can only do this one thing that Eric's telling me. You could be like, well, what if I did this other thing too? Is that possible?
Can I use stab to cut it out real good?
No, because it's not a thing to do. The problem isn't to stab it. It is a thing, but it doesn't have hit points in that way. It's not trying to kill you back.
But you could say I could do whatever I want.
I'm gonna eject you out of this game's airlock.
I'm going to use my medical skills to surgically remove it.
I mean, that'd be a work thing then, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would allow work. I actually would probably allow that given the time.
Okay, cool. That would give me a +2 total.
Cool. I think this whole affair here is probably, like, to give you an idea, this is a significant challenge for a professional, right? Like hauling and taking this out is,
that's like doing open heart surgery on a horse when you're a brain surgeon,
Yeah. Right. So I'm saying this is an 8, right? It would be easier would be like a 6 if you weren't a surgeon and like a tech person, but because you're a surgeon, it's probably an 8.
Oh no. Should this be a helping roll then? Derek.
Scalpel.
Yes, I'm helping.
Oh. Okay, roll your health then.
Yeah. Wait. I have now 3 character sheets.
Yeah, I know. You have the character sheets. Derek, bless you for choosing this type of character.
Yeah. Okay, so am I rolling fixed for this? Or am I
It
rolling?
depends.
How are we helping
So,
each other?
how are you described? What are you going to do to get this top part of a cannon into your ship? Like what? You can focus in on here, like either I know the best way of like either cutting and surgically removing the cannon part, and then just it's easy to get the rest of it into the ship, or it might be like the harder parts actually getting into the ship, not so much the cutting and like securing it. And so like if that's more something like, or you want to like program the ship to like, you know, in some kind of way to get the thing in there. Like I'm open to ideas here.
Yeah, I'm thinking what I would be doing is like moving the ship as close as possible to the asteroid, and then throwing. I'm guessing in the cargo bay would have some like grappling hooks or with lines.
Yeah, and like a cargo net.
Yeah, like I would shoot that to Wiftina, so she fixes it on it, and then.
So you want to use piloting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then,
Okay. Totally.
But
You're gonna let the sword do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, no, I'd be doing it with the ship.
Right.
What's the attribute for this? Would it be dexterity?
Well, that's up to you.
I'm thinking this is like. Have you seen those videos of rescue missions they do with helicopters? Like how they squeeze helicopters between buildings, and it's more like about being dexterous with the thing.
Yeah. I'm there. I'm 100% there with you. I was thinking the same thing. I think Kika, I think Thenis Colony wanted to help you too, though.
And so, am I helping? Okay, so if I'm helping, then I should roll first.
Do it.
That's enough to help, right?
Eight. Yeah, it was an 8. Yeah, an 8 wasn't what you needed.
Okay.
And you needed an 8. So you just got it. Thank goodness for your help. Kika, if it was not for your help, this would have failed.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Very well.
So you guys, so now you have secured this railgun in your hull, in your cargo bay. That's pretty great. Keep in mind, you do not have cargo bay doors anymore. You just have a cargo mesh that is currently keeping this thing there in the back of your ship.
The old broken window in the top solution.
It's literally what it is.
Nothing wrong with that. Works fine.
Your hull in general, like while you didn't take any hit points damage, I definitely imagine it's pretty hella scorched, right? The idea is that you didn't take a lot of hit point damage because whatever it hit just fucking took off that part. It's just not part of your ship anymore. It's just not there. Like it just destroyed the doors of your ship. Just ozone at this point. Yeah, cool. Do you guys want to try to? Cool. So you took that cannon. Do you guys want to scavenge the other cannons for anything useful, or?
No. I'm interested in recovering this sword before anyone else does.
I'm interested in scavenging new doors.
Yeah, because keep this in mind too. Like if you guys ever wanted to be like, I can break down scrap and like sell scrap from your cargo. Like sword class scrap is probably pretty good metal, right? And if you want to get into like more commodity shit, I'm down. I'm cool with that if you want to like get into that game. But otherwise,
I mean, but the railguns are not sword class, are they?
Oh yeah, no, these are sword class. They're just not like great, right?
Then is this the sword technology we're looking for?
No. What
It's not.
you're scrapping the sentry units that were defending the thing that you're looking for.
Oh yeah, then we're scavenging everything we can get from these railguns, like even the garbage. We're bringing
We
everything.
should
Well,
get the more important
you
stuff
should-
first.
how
and then
much-
come back for this?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Mhm.
So let's go in there and find the artifact then. Yeah.
Let's do it.
Go.
Yeah, it should be fine, right?
Yeah. What could go wrong? Anyway, boots on the ground would be much more preferable than sitting in a box with 13 AC. So
I can wear boots.
it's a metaphor, okay?
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. So what you guys end up finding here, it appears to be what looks to be the remnants of some sort of looks to be like a bunker that was cracked open, like an egg. Like when this planet was broken, like half of it went away, and so half of it's still open. Which kind of makes sense because it seems like the rest of the ship, like this seemed to be like some sort of like fortified base at some point that was on this otherwise desolate planet. And this seems to be like the only remaining fragment of this base, like that's somewhat intact.
Okay. So, are we able to go in through the hole? Is this like a
Yeah.
away team sort of thing?
Yeah. So, imagine if you would imagine literally like a cross section of like a fallout vault, right? Like that's only like half of it's kind of like destroyed, caved in. A lot of the bits are just already gone because they've just been floating out into space and just lost in the rest of the detritus around. But like, there's a couple like major like not necessarily armory, but sort of like box cage units around. There looks to be places that are more sealed than others, right? So there's plenty of places to explore around here if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, is this something we have to do on foot?
Yeah. I mean, you could like scan around for the ship to see like if there's anything good here, but yeah.
All right. I say we head in there and we see what we can see. So I'm gonna bring my gear, which includes the meta tool, and a couple atmos filters, and emergency power and stuff like that. So, because I assume there's no atmosphere in here. So,
No.
yeah. So yeah, let's do that.
Cool. What you find here, looking around, just like your cursory checking out, the technology is very difficult to read in scans because it's too old and broken, but it's definitely involving geologic information of this old planet. You can clearly like read this stuff and you can tell based on like the mass volumes and things like that, it's aligning with about the eyeball glances that you got, napkin math that you're able to write up about this planet as whole. To give you some of the context, it seems like some kind of like geologic research kind of place.
Okay. Do we have any indication of where we might find this artifact?
Yeah, can you give me a notice roll? Like, or maybe it's like a program roll or something like that. Like it's like you guys using the systems of your ship, you're scanning stuff around, right?
Yeah. 1 second.
I could do program. Or if you do notice, I can help with program.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I can do a notice roll. Let's see here. Can I use my dexterity in this notice, or is this an intelligence?
How would it be dexterity?
Well, we're moving around in like a defunct, destroyed place, right?
Yeah. Oh, so you're noticing this on the ground rather than on the ship. Is that what you're kind of meaning?
I'm on the
Yeah,
boat.
like you have to like move through a crawl space or like move some like under some shit and try to look around.
Yeah.
That kind of. Yeah. Okay, I'm cool with that.
I'm gonna help you with program with the sensors on the ship.
Right.
Okay. that
Yeah.
works.
Cool. Yeah, this is difficulty 7. Okay, well that's perfect. Yeah, I get a +1 to this.
Yeah, +1.
Okay. Dropping.
I don't roll that often, but when I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So crash behind a bunch of rubble, contained in what seems to be like a bomb-proof, like sort of like sealed area that's been broken. There definitely looks to be part. Like it looks like it was just seared off by some sort of explosion. But for whatever was seared off, it looks to be otherwise intact. Like it was just completely bisected. You can look at this. This is definitely some sort of pre-tech machinery. It's not the size of like an SUV, right? To give you an idea, it's some sort of like, from our perspective here, it looks to be like half of a dodecahedron, right? The other half has been kind of sealed off, and around it are sort of like shimmering things, and on it, it kind of looks like it's like this. The surface is made of water, right? Like a sort of like a jelly kind of like look to like a thin layer on top of it, like a membrane.
What is my
sitting over this thing?
What does my meta tool say about it?
Looks to be it is a deactivated sword class technology.
I believe the meta tools tell you about unknown.
Can you take care of that for you?
Yeah.
I don't. They do.
Meta tools,
I mean,
yeah. I'm pretty sure they tell you about like what it's made out of, because it's like they give you a breakdown. Wait, let me see if I can find it real quick.
Oh yeah. Then this is some sort of organic electronic system. It doesn't seem to be intelligent, if that's what you're like. It doesn't. It's not like a quantum core of like an AI or anything like that. Like you would know that if you saw that. Right? No. This appears to be very, very, very old, damaged pre-tech equipment though.
Okay, and it's not like
it's bulky. It's bulky, but relatively light. Based on its like matter composition, like it's made out of like nanocarbon.
Okay, so Metatool is more like a wrench and stuff. Sorry, I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah. So that's the other thing that I'm thinking of is the bioscanner. So.
Okay.
No, it's not. What? I'm thinking of something else completely different. Is it? Yeah. Sorry, I don't know why I haven't.
I thought I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah,
too,
I thought I remember Metatools being different in the other game, but I could be wrong. But yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we will try and remove this as much as we can.
Okay. Yeah. So you're like, whatever. This is valuable. Let's get this thing out.
Yep.
Get this thing out of here.
Put it on the
Okay.
grav lift, you know.
You don't have a grav lift.
I know. It's in 0G, so it's not going to be very heavy to move. It's more like
well, you're gonna have to like blast apart this facility to like get this thing out of here,
like
right?
shaped
Or like
thing. Yeah.
sear away around like part of this bomb-proof hole that was holding this thing here. This definitely looks like, so the rest of this building where this dodecahedron is sitting here, this definitely looked to be like some sort of like CIC command center, you know, like nexus point of whatever this bunker was.
Okay.
Based around like the rest of all the other auxiliary systems in this room are just, you know, they're damaged beyond repair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's, I guess, cut it out. Yeah.
Punch the hole bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll do what we need to do. That. I believe there is a thing that we can
I don't know if you have enough room in your cargo bay for both like this bus size railgun and this SUV sized half dodecahedron.
Well,
But like I don't know if that's necessarily like, I don't know the dimensions of your cargo bay.
I can tell you that we do know it. I believe that this has extra cargo bay. So
Oh, if you have the extra cargo bay, then
yeah,
probably.
I believe so.
Is that right there?
I don't know if we have that attachment. Let me see.
You remember the Corvette, right? The Corvette came with.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think we do.
I don't think you have any good cargo space.
Okay. Well, I mean, I would love to be able to take this with us because it's actually worth something.
Yeah, it's worth a lot. The other thing is just something we wanted to install on the ship.
Well, we could very easily like leave it here and come back for it. So, you know.
Yeah.
What would you say the mass of this would be, Eric?
This thing is probably like, based on its size, it should be about like 20, 30 tons. But the way you're moving it, it's barely a ton.
I think
Like,
mass is like
extremely light.
space rather than like
Oh,
Right.
then mass? Sorry, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, what is in grams? Kilograms.
It's in 600 Kellogg's. Or crackers.
okay. Well,
I don't know what it is in grams.
if we have to
but I can tell you-
dump one and take the other, we should take the artifact. For sure.
Yeah, unless. Yeah, things will be fine. You might. Okay, I'm telling you, without some sort of like jockeying around, moving things on your ship, like actually like modifying your ship right now to like get things out of the way and like precariously, lifting this thing on top of the cannon, you might be able to squeeze both these things in here and not damage both of them.
Okay.
Right? But it would be close.
Okay.
If that's on the table, if you're interested.
Sure. Let's try that then. We have free mass of 15, by the way.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think.
Wait, does that include the railgun?
Well, mass is like installed things. God, I don't know. Like, it doesn't tell us anything about this cargo stuff, so we might not even have a cargo. I don't know.
Aircraft or mechs taking up 50 tons of tracked by weight for convenience. 1 cubic meter is usually 1 ton. With vehicles requiring 10 tons when loaded.
It doesn't tell us where the fucking cargo space is or the size.
You would need 10 cubic meters of space for a vehicle.
I don't know what it's supposed to. Cargo space, no cost. So any free mass is cargo space, basically. And I don't think we have any free mass right now, right?
I don't think so.
So then, what is in your cargo space that's not there?
We don't have a
Alright.
cargo space. I
Alright.
don't think so.
Oh, then you literally have a gun strapped to the top of your ship, wrapped around like a new sofa.
Oh, man.
There's no space on your ship.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I
no,
guess
there's no space for it.
Right.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't see how you could fit this on the ship then. If all of your spare weight is used,
No, we have 15. Right. Are you putting it in now? How much everything is? Yeah, so the Corvette has 15 space. 15 mass.
okay.
I guess Derek's doing that right now, right?
I'm trying to find what does the hashtag symbol mean?
Oh, that it's depending on the size of the thing. It's like bigger.
Yeah, it depends if you're a frigate. instead of a
For a
fighter.
frigate size, so-
Yeah. Oh, it says here the costs are multiplied by 2 for frigates. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, no, it's not cost, that's mass. So,
Frigate configuration cost.
so it's
2.
2, yeah.
Then the spike drive is 2 and 2. Then lifeboats is just 1 mass. Porting tubes, just 1 mass.
Oh, so that makes sense. It's probably around the back of your ship is full of your life vessels and boarding pods and all that stuff is all set up, ready to go.
Then fuel bunkers, just 1 mass.
Oh yeah, and your giant fuel storage.
And okay, I've got it for this. Then where is it? Okay, mass, we have a total of 15. So we still have 8 left, but
Do your weapons have mass?
weapons. Okay, for defenses, oh, we have a defensive thing. Hardened polyceramic, I don't know, what does that do?
For example, your 2, what do you have? Plasma beams? 4 of your mass is your plasma beams. 1 of your mass is your sand thrower.
Defensive thing.
So,
The
okay.
hardened ceramic overlay, that costs 2 mass.
Armor
And
piercing -5. Were we factoring that in?
I don't know. Like I'm taking the armor from the Corvette sample starship, which has the same thing. So I think we are factoring it.
Okay.
Okay, then weaponry. We have plasma beams, 2 and 2 each. Mass and power, 2. Well, I'm gonna set it at 4 because that's what we have. And the sand thrower, where is it? It's just 1 and 1.
Just 1 mass.
Sorry about that. So how much mass do we have free?
We're still doing the math.
Lovely.
It's not a lot though.
Okay, I have it. I have it here in the ship character sheet. If you look at it, we have 2 points of mass available.
So you have 2 tons. Oh, so okay. So that would be enough to fit this thing on here. But what that would mean then is that that means your cannon that you also took is literally like being towed or on the top of your ship.
How big is the cannon supposed to be?
The cannon's probably
in relation to another gun, let's say.
Right. The cannon is about, I know, let me just do a quick paper math. Oh yeah, the cannon itself is 5 mass.
So it's like spinal beam cannon sort of thing?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's a spinal beam cannon? Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
but it's not made for being on a ship, right? It was made to be ground mounted, stationary.
Okay. Interesting.
I'll cut off 1 pound of it because like you kind of like just cut off the part that you needed, right? As best you could, right?
Just
But,
put
like,
it
the
on the
problem is,
front
like,
of the ship, just mount it on the bottom and stick an AC cable in it. We're good, right? That's how that works.
Yeah. So it's not like you guys you didn't make it like a usable cannon. You took it because you want to ultimately scrap the good bits out of it, right?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
so it's probably like just on the top of your ship, right? Just like wrapped around.
you could potentially weld it onto the exterior of the ship, right? You could just like
for the time being, just to keep it there while you like,
and then you can unweld it, and
yeah. But then I don't know if the problem here is that here's your problem if you do that, that will not survive Atmo, right?
What do you mean? No, I mean like you weld like a clamp onto it so it stays flat, and so it's not like we're just taping it down.
Okay.
Well, like you'd weld like a piece of metal over the top to hold it in place.
Right. So if you wanted, but if you wanted to take that to a planet to then work on it and disassemble it and get the bits out of it, then you're going to need to definitely roll some sort of like tech stuff to make sure that shit stays in where it's supposed to be when you're entering orbit or entering an atmosphere the next time you do it. Or you could do it in space. You just have to wear your EVA suits and break everything off in space again, but at your own convenience, like maybe when you're docked or something like that. And then maybe the people at the dock could help you for a cut. Right.
Okay. Yeah, that works for me. Get like a fucking patrol boat and just tow it behind you.
Right. And I mean, yeah, you're in space. It's okay. Yeah. You're in space right now. Mass isn't that big of an issue. Your engine is damaged, but it can chug along.
So I just
Right.
read the math. We had wrong the spike drive. It takes 2 masses, so we only have 1 free mass.
Oh God. Yeah. Okay. Right. Then I need somebody to do like a fix roll.
I
Let's do it
count.
like
I
let's call it
count
a
8
6.
mass on what we have for the fittings. Unless you. Oh,
Sorry?
so 8, and then what?
Our weapons are 5.
Okay. I mean, sure.
And our defenses are 2.
Oh wait, the defenses also carry over for mass. Yeah. 5.
Right. Each of the plasma guns is, I think, 3 mass.
So that would be what? So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We're 2 mass over by my calculations. Because if we have 2 plasma beams, then that's 6 mass right there. So, that's impossible.
No. 2 plasma beams masses are 2. They're 2. They're 2 each. So weapons total is 5, right? Because there's 2 plasma beams.
I was just looking at the swords page, and I had 3 there, like literally a second ago.
I just changed it because I saw that. It's 2, right? So
well,
that's
then we're
4,
still 16.
5. 6, 7.
So that's 15 there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
Yep.
14.
What are you
15.
jettisoning?
Oh yeah.
It's 15. Like that's it. We're at max.
So then
capacity.
you don't. So then you don't have space for the storage.
No,
right?
we don't. We have nothing.
So
So-
are you gonna also put this to the top of your ship? You're out of space, and what I'm saying is that in order to do this stuff, you basically need to make some sort of fixed check or some type of cool work check, some kind of check to basically carry more than your normal load.
Well, I'm willing, if you are, to get rid of the lifeboats, and then
Or you could just jettison lifeboats and be like, fuck it.
get rid of the lifeboats, and we can just take the artifact with us and not worry about the gun.
The gun's already strapped to the top.
Okay, well then we just jettison the lifeboats and we take the artifact instead.
Okay.
Eric?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do that then. Math, people. Math.
All right. You want to? Yeah. We're gonna. So you guys are just gonna leave the lifeboats out here, and
I will scuttle them.
oh, so you make them so no one else can use them too? Is
Pretty much, yeah.
that what you mean?
It's military tech. It's whatever they're called.
Yeah. They're single-use escape craft capable of reaching the nearest habitable planet or station or star system.
Yeah, it's solar stuff.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna scuttle them, I
Yeah.
guess.
If none exists, then you basically stay in a pod for a year. That's how long you could survive.
Sweet, I like it.
They're very useful. But yeah. Okay.
I mean, we need to either go up
Yeah.
a class of ship at some point or whatever, because we can't have everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, your ship's kind of made for fighting and doing stuff. It's not really made for hauling.
Yeah. Which is a problem when we go and get sedan-sized artifacts.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, then. So let's bring that out. We'll spend the time, basically trig welding our way out of it and blowing up
Yeah.
and whatnot, and we take
Yeah.
what we need. And then I guess we can go back to the Ericsson 8, get the temporary repairs that we need. And we can have the emissaries, whatever they're called, work as security, because it's an important object on there.
So, okay.
Are we getting repairs? I mean,
Here's the problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
This job is supposed to be done in private. I don't think the foreman wants you bringing this stuff to Ericsson.
All right then.
They want you to sell this out of system, right? And so like there's less of like a eyes are looking at this kind of thing. But your ship is also injured and you're getting ready to go into travel then. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like the idea is she's like, negative, there's repairs going on at Ericsson. Clearly a lie, but also like clearly being like, it's not a good time to show up here. Right? With those goods.
Okay.
Right. She's like really glad that your repairs went well. Unfortunately, things are not good at the end of Ericsson right now. The mining conglomerate's doing repairs here, aka there's a lot of minor dignitary people here right now. They probably don't want to see that you went into this place, and they don't want to know about our private cut going on. Because this was not done with the mining conglomerate stuff in mind. This was done with the foreman in mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is their private cut that you just did with them.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll I just go. Where's our home planet? Can you swap back to the other
Oh, absolutely.
thingy so we can see where we are? So is Eno?
Yeah.
Uno
would be your your home Argus, but I mean you could also just go to Latelius.
Mm-hmm.
Try to sell some shit at Latelius.
Well, I mean, I want to bring it back to the solar, right? So
You don't have to sell things at Argus, right? Like you could.
okay. So while we have this on the ship, before we do anything, is there any way that I can take a better look at what it is?
I would like to study it, especially
Oh, yeah, totally.
during transit time.
So
Well,
why
are
don't
we
we
going-
make a jump to Latelius and we can
Yeah, so we're
decide
going to
if I'm-
Angelos.
Yeah.
Cool. So your drive behaves at drive 1, so I think this is a 6-day journey.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And this time I still back out of it as much as I can.
Just so you know, guys, it's been 11 days since the start of this month.
Okay.
Right. So then this is going to be an easy piloting check. This is a difficulty class. This is a 6. It's easy, or excuse me, it's a 5. It's easier because you are you have those fresh, up to date plotting maps for the flows. That's still in effect.
Okay. Cool.
So I just need a piloting check from you. Perfect. No problems. Okay. So 6 days go by. During this time, you can do downtime totally to research this thing.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really work outside the ship while you're going through the flow to work on your cannon, right?
Yeah.
But your cannon's fine as it goes through the flow, right? Imagine what happens is you create a bubble around your ship as you go through the channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And your bubble contains space. There's just barely enough headroom in the bubble for this cannon on top of it.
Are we able to like call in advance?
Yeah, totally.
Latelius or whatever.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, that's fine. Yeah, we could just flash back real quick. You could send a FTL, like messenger probe, whatever, if you wanted to. Let them know.
What type of planet is it?
Latelius is not a necessarily pleasant place to be. While some people, it is a. It's probably the most It's one of the most technologically advanced planets to be there, but it's also one of the most hospitable planets to live at.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of known for so it's basically whatever happened here from the anomaly left very, very, very few survivors, and the ones who live here are all just kind of like bitter. I kind of describe the best touchstone here would be kind of like Bene Gesserit from Dune type people.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a small little cult of just this sect of women who are, I guess, female gendered aliens that sort of like and just kind of watch over a small little. It would almost look like a little tiny ruined. It used to be like a mall, right? Like it was used to be something like in their capital, and
Okay.
it's kind of like the only thing kind of left in this frozen radioactive wasteland, and they kind of just all live inside this giant mall.
And you said it's technologically advanced. What TL is it?
5.
Okay.
It's sword level, like for the most part,
Okay.
as best as it can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I want
so
to spend 6 days of downtime getting used to this new shell. So
okay.
Now, Eric,
definitely.
would there be anything in TL5 that's specifically like, um, it is like almost like, because what I want is I'm really worried about being inside of no atmosphere environments. Is there specifically anything that I can get that would allow me to be in low and no atmosphere, but also not have to wear like an atmospheric thing that can be punctured in TL5?
I'm sure there's some sort of technology. Yeah, there's probably like an emergency one you could probably buy. I think of something like what's his name? Quinn from Galaxy, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Like just like the mask and like that
Oh,
makes
the
the
thing that
quick.
comes up over his head thing.
Yeah,
I was thinking
yeah,
like some sort of like weird like skin or whatever like that goes over you like a trend like a
yeah. Like
almost like
under like a
like a
some sort of like
shield or something like that. Like
transdermal thing.
yeah, or
Yeah,
something
I
like
think you could
that. You know.
probably get something like that. Yeah, it probably won't be cheap, but yeah, I'm sure there's probably some sort of surgical thing they could do.
Yeah, because I was thinking of something like that. Because it would be really like that's the one thing that I worry about with his character is getting spaced, um, or like being in combat in a low atmosphere environment and just getting a tear in your suit and just fucking dying because that happens in this game. So I want to try and avoid that if I can.
If that happens, what's next? You're dead?
You just die. Yeah.
Just like that?
Yep. You just straight up die.
So
Being spaced is literally like instant death in this game.
no, what I mean is like if you're having a firefight on your spacesuit and you get a pierced,
Like if
let's
you're
say,
literally in a no oxygen environment and you require oxygen, like my character can exist in low atmosphere environments because he has a cybernetic upgrade or whatever. But like if you're in no oxygen and you get like what is it like a round before you die and freeze to death.
no, what I was gonna say is that let's say you're in a firefight and you get a shot on your arm. Is there a way to like cover your arm?
So
and
PCs sometimes encounter the icy void of space more intimately than they'd prefer. Actual death from vacuum exposure takes a little while, but incapacitation is rapid for most victims. The PCs exposed to hard vacuum may continue to act normally for a number of rounds equal to 1 plus their constitution modifier. Each round thereafter, they suffer 1d20 damage and must make a physical save to keep conscious, assuming the damage hasn't already killed them.
wow.
Yep. So it's pretty much instant death. Like yeah, like you would have to. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's a super hard like, yep, congratulations, you are now dead sort of thing.
Okay.
Which is basically the worst way to go.
Yeah.
And doing that space combat just now, I was just like, oh shit, dude.
Yeah, it's super dangerous. I'm gonna endeavor to have some sort of like new page for space combat stuff where it'll have some like visual things of like a good little visual handout what everyone's doing as well as the turn order. I think I can make it look nice for us all.
All right. Yeah. So if that's not the case, then the other thing that I want to do is since Alex isn't here, I want to see if I can go about kickstarting his VI expansion path that he needs to go down here. So his right now is, what is it? Where was that VI upgrade?
Right. His problem is that he actually needs one of those quantum cortexes that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, but he has to also spend 5 million credits before he can get to that point.
Right. Or steal one of a dead one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, theoretically, I guess he could use this one. I don't know.
It's cut in half.
Well, that's not what this is. like speaking of which, you guys were doing some analysis on this thing.
Yep, definitely.
So that's
Right.
your kit and caboodle there?
So you guys were, yeah. So you guys want to do some diagnostic stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. What you guys? How are you guys going to scan it? Like programming it, like opening it. Like what do you guys?
I think I would at least want to try to take what we learned from the last piece of sword tech that we had and sort of apply it to this and sort of figure out how we might be able to get into it that way.
Okay.
You know?
The problem is that sword tech is always wildly different. This one for sure looks like it's made from a completely different part of like some sort of species or some sort of intelligence created this, is not related whatsoever to the other.
So I can't use
This
a
one
no
has
on
way
this.
more like love of angles and shapes compared to the other ones was just kind of like a flat little like hexagon chip. This one is like multi-dimensional, like a dodecahedral tesseract looking thing that's been sliced in half.
Could I also maybe use what I might have learned from Benedictus and apply that to this? Because that's sort of his whole race is all about the dodecahedrons, so I might think there could be some overlap.
Relationship there?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could probably do like a no roll with that.
Okay.
To give yourself an idea. That might, yeah, do that. The difficulty that for this though would be pretty difficult, like a 9.
Okay.
And like this is some like expert level making some connections. Boy, drop on a 12. Nice.
Just like all the geometry just appears in my head and like unfolds.
So what's weird when you look at this thing, you get the impression that it looks like it gives you the impression of like there's like a sphere inside of it, like in this 2-dimensional or this half-dimensional dodecahedral tesseract. It looks like it has a sphere inside of it, and you can kind of see it. It looks like a marble, right? It's a pretty like a basketball size perfect sphere inside of this. It looks to be, as best as you can tell, some sort of planet that you've never seen before.
I touch it.
I mean, you can't. It's like you're like looking at that it's inside the hexagonal. Like imagine you're looking inside an aquarium and you see like the hex inside of it, right?
I want to touch it.
And it like took you a while like looking over it and stuff like that, studying it, and then kind of like the lenses that of different shades of like blues and greens, kind of like if you stare at something long enough, sometimes like a picture appears and like those private eye puzzles and shit. It's kind of like that, and then
I've never been able to get that to work ever. So.
Eventually, it focuses and you see it, and inside of it looks to be this little glittering blue jewel or this little gem of a little planet.
Oh, Infinity Stone. Shit. So, are we able to get at this thing, or what's the deal there?
I don't know. Are you going to try to interact with it?
Sure.
Yes. Please.
How? Tell me how.
We break our way into it. We use a screwdriver and a chisel.
I cook it breakfast.
Damn. I give it the cold shoulder, but in my race, that's sexy.
Yeah. So you're gonna try to like break into it?
Yeah. Fuck him, man.
So you're gonna like do an exert on it?
I don't exert for days.
Yeah. I'll help with exert. I will help with exert. Can I use Dex exert, Eric Vulgaris?
Yeah, because you're being like a droid. And
yeah,
try and
like
get this thing
finding
out.
a thing that I can apply, like, find a thing that sort of like we can sort of bend it the right way and that sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you cover
Sure.
the dex angle, I cover the strength angle.
Yeah. 7's probably not good enough, but
No. Even worse. There's you start working on it as carefully as you can. But you break the membrane and there's a crack, and it seems to like spider web its way through. The sphere inside of it looks to be also somewhat broken. You just did some damage to it, trying to get it out. Oh no. And maybe that's where we're in the session today.
Sure, yeah.
But that was a help roll.
That was a help roll. That didn't help.
Oh, yeah, let's do your roll then. Yeah. That's good. So I thought that was the whole thing. Yeah, no, but you did some damage to it though. That's because that's not enough to help it, so it's a -1. Oh my god. So you're okay. So you're able to
you get it's like a zombie bites you and you see your veins going blue, right, and you just cut off the arm.
So here's good news and bad news.
Oh no.
Bad news, you split it, so you're able to break it in half. You break it in half and you open it, and there's nothing inside of it. But you can kind of see from it, the inside parts of the shape, you can kind of see parts of like the angles of the blue, of the planet. So the good news is that you didn't irreparably damage this thing. Somehow you broke it along a line that didn't cause a lot of harm to it, but breaking it open, there's nothing inside of it. It's not, you can't break it open to get whatever, it's not an egg.
I stick it back together.
It goes back together. Over the span of a couple minutes, it slowly like reconnects itself and reforms itself.
I apologize to it.
Well, I mean, it's not animated. That's fine. Or it's not
the
sapient.
Thought that counts.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's all right. Most people break me when they see me.
Yeah. Cool. And so then, okay, there we go. Now let's do our goals and stuff like that. And
okay.
We'll deal with what this thing is next session.
Okay.
Okay. Mine is still like work on getting the sword tech, which we ended up doing.
Yeah.
So level 6. Oh, sorry, 1 XP, which puts me at level 3.
Yeah. Nice.
Which I believe I don't get. I get 4 skill points and re-roll some stuff. So.
Dope as heck.
Hell yeah.
My goal is to recover the piece of software from now system.
Yeah, which was like 2 because you didn't get 1 last time, right? So.
Yeah. Okay, I don't get to level up yet.
Yeah.
And Kika, I assume you had the same one I did still?
I had survived space combat.
Oh, damn.
Hey. That'd have been really funny if I would have targeted you with that.
Yeah, I was scared. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten experience either way, so.
Yeah. So, cool.
19, holy fuck.
Nice.
Went from 12 to 19. See, now I feel a little bit more secure in space. I feel a little better, guys. Feel a little better.
Cool.
Attack bonus is 3. So, warriors are great.
Okay.
Warriors are great.
Good shit then.
Yeah.
So is that all everyone's experience today?
Yeah. So we're on our way to Angeles, and yeah. I guess we should do some shout outs and wrap it up. Derek, let's start with you, my man. What up?
I do indie cartography for fantasy games. Tons of maps every month. You can find my stuff on Twitter at Elven Tower and my website, elventower.com.
Nice. Kika, where can people find you?
You can find me here at Twitch at twitch.tv/Kika. That's twitch.tv/KIKK, and on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO.
Yeah. And nice. And last but not least, we have our GM, aka Space Master for the session, Mr. Eric Vulgaris. What up, sir? Where can people find you?
Hey, I'm Eric. Eric Vulgaris. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Find me. Tell me what games you're running. Tell me about your campaign.
Okay. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Tomorrow is Vampire Day, so make sure you come back for that during the daily stream. And keep an eye out for this Saturday, we are starting the 2018 E3 Super Show with Eric Vulgaris and friends. We're going to talk our way over the top of the E3 announcements and tell you why video games are garbage. And that's pretty much the best show in existence. So, anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. Wearty 5000. Have a good night, and remember, don't break the sphere because there's no reason to just break shit. Just don't. Bye bye.